automotive industry is one of Canada's largest contributors to overall retail sales, which comes as no surprise considering we do use transportation in our everyday lives. Today I'm going to be talking about the impact electric cars have on the Canadian market. Although some people might use their car as a form of expression in terms of wealth or status quo, there is a cost that comes to transportation. As most people know, the environment has begun to suffer. With ozone depletion, CO2 emissions, and greenhouse gases, the growing concern for climate change and our environment has grown larger and larger worldwide. Because of this, people are looking for a more friendlier substitution when it comes to vehicles, which is why electric cars seem like a good substitution. The oil and gas sector were the largest contributor to overall CO2 emissions in Canada with 26%, and in second place was transportation with 24% of CO2 emissions. Now let's go into the sales of electric cars, since they've only been increasing over time and long-term, fossil fuels aren't that sustainable. In 2017, sales for electric vehicles increased by 60% year over year, and the total number of sales for electric vehicles doubled. The overall goal of electric vehicles is to essentially replace petrol cars over the long term, and there have been many studies to predict how electric cars are going to take off in the future. ExxonMobil estimated that by 2040, 10% of cars on the road will be battery powered, and Steve Koonin, who is a former undersecretary at the U.S. Department of Energy and also a professor at New York University, estimated that by 2050, 50% of cars will be battery powered. However, these statistics may be deceiving. When we look at the total number of vehicles on the road worldwide, approximately 25 million cars and trucks are on the road in the US alone, and electric vehicles only make up less than 1% of that. Now, there could be two reasons as to why this is happening. One being that electric vehicles are 2 to 3 times more expensive, and 27 out of the 97 electric vehicle models worldwide are sold in Canada. This is a problem because this causes a shortage in supply for dealerships. Consumers aren't physically able to test drive the product. This causes a lack in the impact overall for electric vehicles, because if a consumer is going to be spending more than double what they would normally on a vehicle, seeing the product beforehand is a major factor in their decision-making process. Not only that, but importing the product can be a timely process, as it can take months for it to be delivered. So right now, consumers are relying more heavily on external sources of information and extended problem solving when they're making their final decision for an electric vehicle. Since electric vehicles are generally more expensive than a petrol car, consumers are going to be more cautious on where their money is being spent and knowing exactly what their money is being spent on. Not only that, but consumers have to be able to integrate an electric car into their everyday lifestyle. So for example, if you value going on family road trips in the summer, or you have long commutes to your job, you have to be able to make sure that an electric vehicle is capable of getting you from point A to point B. Now, in regards to marketing, since electric cars are more rich in technology and more expensive, the demographic for an electric vehicle is going to be someone with a medium to high income and someone that's either single or from a smaller family, because let's face it, more kids means more places to go. However, when it comes to the younger generations, such as millennials and Generation Z, have more of a concern when it comes to climate change and going green. But this could be a reason why electric cars are projected to take off more towards the future. However, for now, petrol cars still rule most of the majority, and electric cars only seem more of a threat for the future to come. But I guess only time will tell. Until next time.